3rd and 6.
7:34. White.
Now Carr. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
Mahomes going to throw. And going deep for Hill. It got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. He gets it complete to Harris. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Mahomes now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this 1st half. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Watkins, the intended receiver. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. And with just 4 seconds left in this 1st half, a timeout call. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long.
808.
The final shot here before half for Carr. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 40. 3rd quarter starts with a run from Lynch. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Tough 1st half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Express. 618.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but
a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Justin Houston in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the gun, it's Carr. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
808.
On third and long, it's Carr. He'll dump it off complete to Lynch. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And now here comes Kansas City. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just... Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Robert Quinn in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing now is Mahomes. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Cameron Wake in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Fights out the defender. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Chris Jones on the stop.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Later 2. 7:34.
On second down, here's Carr. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. D. Ford in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
6:37.
From the gun, Carr trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
That's a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play, and it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call it student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation, 28 toss. And 28 toss was their bread and butter.
Terrell Suggs in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He's going to go deep for Conley. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And that one results in 35 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. Would you say 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He sets to fire deep, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defensive coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula's not working. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run.
Green 90. Green 90.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Here we go.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
The Chiefs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90. Left, 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 left.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Taken in at the 11. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time, 1 play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback. You got a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
They start the drive with Lynch. Got some room at the 30. Lynch busting free. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Marshawn Lynch, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Left, left.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Mahomes now on first down. And the Raiders have got him. Cameron Wake in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They convert on third with a gain of 22. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Cameron Wake in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Mahomes to throw on second down. And going deep for Hill. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. About them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now Carr, he's going to loft one deep, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Terrell Suggs. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 19. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Ready. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And going deep for Hill. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you've got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He is going to find Hill here. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 51 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. Open space inside the 10. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, 24 yards. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Butker now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr. Now a desperation throw. He's got a man. Complete. On 3rd down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 49 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now Carr throwing on second down. Goes underneath for Sproles. He's to the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Sproles, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders get a score closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now a toss coming right side. That's Lynch. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs have got it. And with that, they should have a victory as well. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
walk out. All these bands I lost count, cause I'm too up right now. Too up right now. I'm too on one day on my third. I was too broke, now I'm too rich. Made 100K on my third shift. I'm a boy, so boy, and I'm a gangster. And you a boy. Man, we been getting money for a long time. We was out here hungry for a long time. I don't never really have no punchlines. And all you rappers looking like a lunch line. Nothing, need a Uber right now. Right now, need crew love right now. Cause we too up right now. Ooh, I'm up right now. Hop out, valet, walk out. All these bands I lost count, cause I'm too up right now. Too up right now. Yeah, I'm too up. Round blew up. Copped that new rape on them haters. Threw up. Brother went to jail for them. Told me you up. First time I seen 100 bands, yeah, I grew up. Ooh, on the couches with my shoe up. And we was getting that record label money before they knew us. And we were blowing your budget in the club to